You probably clicked on this video because you saw the title and you read the title well. How to make your first $10,000 or 10,000 euros, whatever currency you want, with trading. And in this video, I'm gonna try and to kind of cover and to speak about arguments, topics that I don't see that much around between the biggest influencers, the smallest, the medium-sized ones, and all of that all over Instagram, YouTube. Of course, don't mind me, there are some amazing YouTubers, some amazing Discords, YouTube all over there. You can go find them all yourself. But I just want to kind of to give my view in how to make your first $10,000, how I made my first for me, and how it happened, and what are the tips and suggestion you could get from my experience also seeing all of these people making their first 10K with trading, and also scale to 10K per month, how much you wanna be. So I just start off by saying a lot of people just give the general knowledge of it's about psychology. Okay, so a lot of people say you cannot be consistent without a proper psychology, which is definitely true, and which is kind of the breaking point for a lot of traders. But there's much more to that. So for me, I will kind of divide this video into steps, and to the steps you need to take if you want to reach this first milestone, and to then of course scale to kind of make this profit on a monthly basis, so in a more consistent basis. So first of all, the first pillar of trading, of when you want to learn or when you actually don't know anything, is to learn a strategy. There are so many strategies. Not shitting on any other strategy that maybe I don't know. There are a lot of strategies that statistically work and are proven to work with the right framework. So first of all, you have to find a strategy that fits your personality. So some strategy are more patient, some strategy require more action, some strategy require more thought process, some strategy require less. So it all depends of kind of your personality. So I cannot just tell you just use mine is the best. No, there are so many others that could work better for you. I'm not thinking I'm better than anyone, not at all. And that's kind of first of all the first difference, because anyone thinks that their model is the best. Of course, you have to think so a bit, but kind of judging the others' models, they still work, and you have to prove it yourself. You cannot just trust a random person on the internet, no matter how famous, how many followers they have. You have to go check it out yourself. There are some amazing softwares you can use, backtest.The. You can use also the free version. You can also forward test on TradingView. That's what I did when I started. And you can follow strategy, you can learn it. There are plenty of videos. I have my basic concepts. I will try to finish the advanced concepts by maybe February, May. So depending on what time you see this video, but there are so many playlists out there that you can learn a strategy. And of course, I'll suggest you to watch few of different ones, and then you can also stick to one creator, one person that of course you have to like, and also the strategy itself. So once you kind of learn the strategy, once you kind of learn the basic, how to read the market, how to read price, and you can actually go and test it yourself. So you should go back test it. You should put a set amount of hours per week, how much you're gonna back test. Also per day, of course, that depends on every one of us, how much time you can do. Maybe you're in school, maybe you're in university, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're working. So everyone's situation is different. I cannot tell you what to do. But of course, the more you do, the better it is. Of course, you cannot just stay 8 hours on the chart, but a healthy amount of like 1 or 2 hours per day, I think it's really good. Maybe a little more when you start. So once you kind of have the proof that that strategy works over hundreds of trades, that it's still not enough, you have to put into practice. So the second phase is to go with prop firms account. So you go first to a challenge, you pass the challenge, and then you go to a live account, like a funded account, okay? and that's kind of real money. But I do more videos more in depth about it. I don't want to waste a lot of time here explaining this part. But the point is, you can use, you can pay an evaluation, you can pass it, and you have an incredible ROI on what you pay. So you can have access to more money. You just like $70, you can buy an alpha account, zero account, and you can get 1.5k payout per cycle. So that's really good ROI. Of course, you will not take a payout with every single account you have, or you will not pass every single challenge you will have. But again, there are different types of approach that you can take to pass and to then trade. But the most important thing about this part is to have risk management. So you cannot go into a trade without knowing how many contracts you're going to risk, how much is your stop, where it should be, how much is your TP, where it should be. Again, you don't have to think in money terms, you have to think in points terms, you have to see how the price is moving. You're not just thinking, oh, I can risk, I want to win 1k always. No, it doesn't work like that. You can think about money when you risk. So for me, I want to risk 300 max per trade. So that's kind of how I approach the day. And then of course, I adjust my contract size depending on the trade. So before I used to enter always the same amount of contracts or micros, or I went to minis and I always enter one mini, but it didn't fit the trade. It didn't fit the timeline of the story of that day specific trade. So that's of course a really big important part. And once you have all of this set, the two most important things are practice, 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 and of course we come to the psychology. And they go hand in hand, because when you practice, why, for example, Doji has that good of trades, and also he can predict a lot of times, even though his strategy doesn't perfectly present itself, he can like kind of take trades before they happen, because he has experience, because he put in the work for years and years straight, and he knows what the market is going to do. Likely, not always, of course, but still, when you practice, again, you also practice your strategy, you practice your risk management, you practice your psychology, how you handle losses, how you handle wins, how you handle break-evens, how you handle days when you should not even trade. So that's the most important thing. Practice makes perfect. I kind of agree with that. Not totally, but still, it brings you closer to perfection. Perfection will never exist, but when you actually do with live markets, with funded accounts, or when you actually move to live capital with your own money, of course, this is a more advanced step, but still you kind of feel the risk that you could lose or you could win, and you don't have to be, you have to overcome these feelings. You have to detach from all of that. And how you do that? Practice, 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 practice. For me, it's been, I'll say yes, more or less a year and a half almost, of almost trading every day. Of course, every situation, personal situation is different. I had, sometimes I could not, sometimes I could. I still go to university. I still have other hobbies, and sometimes I do little jobs during November, or for example, this year, I'll be away for 1 month working a tennis tournament in Rome with a really important role. So also for me, trading is not my life. A lot of people associate trading with everything that is going on with their life, and I think that's extremely unhealthy. So practice is important. Of course, this is not news-breaking advice, but the thing that I wanted to go more in depth, and I think that not a lot of people talk about, is the psychology aspect. Okay, so you cannot just say you need to have good psychology. Of course, you don't have to crash out, full port, overtrade. These are very common habits of unprofitable traders, and I really hope you are not one of those persons. If you are, you can change. I was, everyone is at the start. Of course, you could also not be if you have the right people next to you. And with this thing, I wanted to connect to have the right people next to you. When I started, I had I was really lucky to enter a small Discord, and I met few people. I learned from them. I talked with them. I saw their struggles. I tried to learn from them, and little by little, I created a little spider web of friendships of traders, all scattered around the world. And finally, at the end, of course, I still also talk with some that are not currently participating in my Discord, but still trying to create your own Discord, your own server with your own friends that you can trade with together. Okay. And then I think that also when I was in another Discord, I was still kind of trade with the friends that actually became after friends. And that's really, really important. Having few people that have your back, few people that can take accountability for you, that you can trust, that you can help each other when one other person is having a difficult moment, the other can help, or by respecting the rules, by trying to enforcing the rules between the group. I think that's the best suggestion I could give you, is to be with people that just want to see you succeed. If you probably see around you, if you probably tell your friends you trade, they're gonna be, bro, what the fuck is that? Is gambling, nah. They're gonna make fun of you, whatever. But the actual people that want to see you succeed are random people you meet on Discord, and that's the people you wanna meet. Of course, it's not just the part of wanting to see you succeed; it's also the technical part. So they have to be committed people that want to learn, want to make this work, not just people that just try it for a bit and then stop, or use the trading approach, have a not serious approach. I have fun with people in Discord, and we all have fun, but we also are serious and want to take, of course, winning trades and learn every day to be a little better. So that really helps build your psychology, because if you are alone in your room, on your bed, on whatever, it's easier to make mistake. It's easier to crash out. It's easier to take another trade. When you have your microphone open, the other people can hear, or their field, or whatever platform you're using, can hear if you enter a trade. At least that's how it is for me. I also record my screen, but of course I have my own Discord, and that's different for me. But if you don't, to be with people and to kind of know, and to kind of, you feel judged if you enter 3 or 4 trades, of course that helps you not take 3 or 4 trades, not because the other people in Discord are judging you, but because they want the best for you. And maybe some of them are more experienced, and some of them know the mistakes they made. And that's of course what I'm trying to do. I'm not the most experienced guy in the world, not at all, but I want to help people not do the same mistakes I did in this past year. And then of course in the last months, when I got payouts and be more consistent, of course I can still again learn. I'm nowhere close where I want to be, but I also open this YouTube and everything to share the journey, to share my mistakes, to share my thoughts, and to kind of give more of a realistic approach. I just say this, then of course I'll close. I think it's already too long. You can see all over Instagram, you can see all over YouTube, everything. Most of the people are just focused on the money, just that. Yes, of course they want to learn it, of course they want to be better, but their whole concepts of success is just money. I will have to make this amount of money, whatever. Yes, me too, I have money goals in my life, and money is important. But if you always have this in the back of your mind and just thinking about the money, I'll assure you that it's gonna be a little harder. Because if you don't perform, it happens that maybe also your strategy is not working for a period of time, not as well as it used to be, then you're gonna feel the pressure of not making money, or even worse, losing money, spending money on all profit accounts, or losing your live account, whatever. And watching all these other people lying, having the Lambos, having the Miami, having all of that, props to them, of course. But that makes you fall in a really dark place. I'm not saying that I was in that dark place, but I recognize myself sometimes feeling that way, feeling the heaviness of comparison, feeling the heaviness of not performing, feeling all of this leads also to the charts, leads also to your performance. So if you just have your goals tailored to you, not to me, not to him, not to her, your goals based on your situation, and just try to come every day trying to learn something new from people that are have more experience, of people that already been through that. If you're lucky enough, or if you can find them, you will. And to have the courage to ask. I had the courage to ask and ask and ask. And people on Discord are really nice and answer your questions, okay? Not everyone, of course. But if you can just have your own goals, to do not have a timeline. I don't have to succeed by X. No, it doesn't matter, because you will just put pressure. So you have to do the best as you can to try to not force yourself to make mistakes. You have to come every day, not thinking about the money, just thinking about the process, and to be with someone else that, or some other people that care about that and want to bring you up. I'm sure that this is a make or break for a lot of people, and it was a make or break for me. I realized that if some days when I'm alone and I'm not with those people, I still feel a little bit worse. I feel that my training is a little bit less performing. I'm a little bit more distracted, or also a little bit I'm having less fun to talk with them when Price is not doing anything. So that's my biggest suggestion. I didn't want to go much in the technical stuff because I have playlist for that part, and I will also do dedicated videos on each one of these concepts I talk about. I just wanted to make a mix because again, I saw some videos on Instagram, some videos on YouTube with all these titles making 30, 40, like, and you also see these people that their life is just making money. I made X, I made X. I don't know. I see that they put a lot of risk into their trades, but again, when you make money, you can have a little bit more risk and can blow more accounts. But again, I don't feel like that's good for the average viewer that maybe has one funded or like two, or cannot afford maybe to spend 1K per month, 2K per month on challenges, because again, their situation of these people is very different. Of course, that's your goal. But my goal, again, also being in other industries, and again, also studying in university and studying subjects that are related also to the financial markets, so finance, accounting, managerial accounting. Like, I can still think that this helps also to analyze the trading situation. So again, having good amount of risk, trying to build a buffer, trying to be smart, trying to be patient, following the rules. There are so many rules you need to study for different profit from different accounts. And so that's kind of my situation. So trying to be as prepared as I can always, and trying to be, of course, analytical, which can also be a problem. Can be a problem if you're too analytical, too patient. Sometimes occasions slip away. So that's, for my example, what I trying to improve on. But again, you need to find your flaws and speak with people about them. Be vulnerable, be open. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. And if you follow all of the steps, and if you really put in the work, if you really put into practice, I'm sure you will make those 10K sooner than you think. Okay, trading takes time, for sure. The meme of Macron. Takes time. For some people, it takes more than other. But if you put yourself in this situation I spoke, it will get faster. Okay. For me, it was a little longer because I sometimes wasn't, and I didn't respect all of these rules that I spoke to you. But with time, I learned, and losing a lot of money at the start, I learned. You learn eventually, but some people never do. So yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to say. Again, I also try to be very transparent here on this channel, also on Instagram. So if you don't follow the Instagram, feel free to follow. The link is in the description, motax.dly. And again, I also feel like every video on Instagram is just like people with their phone in bed talking with the green screen of the charts and like saying something, which is okay, works really well. But I also feel like having high quality content, having serious and transparent, and not just laying on the bed and saying suggestion that you don't actually follow. A lot of these people say a lot of stuff but don't actually follow it. But again, I just have the risk of comparison. I have to think about my own style, and I hope that this style could help you and could give you as much value as I can. Again, if I can help one person, that means the world to me. And again, I don't say, oh, buy the mentorship 101, whatever, which is kind of how all these people that you see make a lot of money, mostly from that. I don't judge it, because if you give actual value for a special treatment, again, one-on-ones, or you give access to X amount of stuff, then again, it's okay. But I don't know, I feel like we're kind of missing the value of the person on the other side of the screen, not just wanting to sell something, and to just care about the person, to care about the journey, and not just about the money, which is, I think, it's a problem that kind of our generation has. And again, last thing, don't mind, money are important. Sorry, money are important, but it's not everything. So don't want to make it about a life lesson, but remember that, and just remember to enjoy the journey and to live fully. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say in this video. I said a lot of times, and I will say again in so many videos, but these are the principles I live by, and these are the things that you could use to make your first 10K. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.